In Gaza City, a tent meant for journalists became a graveyard. 5 reporters from Al-Jazeera were killed in what Israel says was a targeted strike, not an accident. The attack happened right outside the gates of Al-Shifa Hospital, one of the last remaining lifelines in Gaza. Among the dead was al-Sharif, a familiar face for millions who followed Al Jazeera's coverage from inside the war zone. Now, here is where it gets more explosive. Israel says that Al-Sharif was not just a journalist, but he was a senior Hamas operative, the head of terrorist cell who helped plan the rocket attack on Israeli civilians and soldiers. They claim that he was hiding behind a press vest just to avoid the detention. The Israeli Defense Forces say that this was a clean, deliberate strike just to remove a threat. But in the meantime, Al Jazeera, the most of the global press, are calling it something else entirely: the killing of journalists in cold blood. Moments before his death, Al-Sharif was still reporting, describing intense, concreted bombardment in Gaza City. His latest post on social media captured explosions just meters away. And here's the bigger picture: he's not the first. Media watchdogs say that nearly 200 journalists have been killed in this 22-month war, making Gaza one of the most dangerous places on the earth for the reporters. Well, the Committee of Protect Journalists say that Israel has kind of a pattern of labeling journalists as militants without producing evidence, warning that this undermines press freedom and violates the laws of war. In the meantime, the Palestinian Journalists Syndicate call it an assassination, but Israel points it to Al Jazeera's ties to Qatar, the same Qatar that hosts Hamas's political leadership, and say that the network is more than just a broadcaster. So here's the question: in a war where truth itself is under fire, how do we separate the reporters from the fighters? And if you can't, does that make every camera a target?